So today I just wanted to take a look at the 2003 film, The Haunted Mansion. This was obviously a film based off of one of the Disney's theme park rides, and to my knowledge it's the fourth film which had been based off of a Disney ride, the first being a TV movie which was called Tower of Terror. You also have the Country Bears and Pirates of the Caribbean, which those last two I was just completely clueless on. I'm not really a theme park person, so there's no way I could have known that. But this is actually a fairly enjoyable film. It's not the best of movies. I guess you could say it's more of a time killer film, especially if you're not really a Eddie Murphy fan. It would definitely be a time killer film, but it's not a bad movie. I mean, it's well acted, it's well produced. So this is also considered one of the first films to air on the Disney Channel to use profanity such as hell or damn. And yeah, I mean, watching the film, I heard certain things, or I noticed certain things, and I was just kind of like, this isn't a Disney movie. Those are just a little bit too clean polished. I was assuming that it was, you know, produced or put out by one of their sister companies, but nope, it's a Disney. But yeah, I guess they're just kind of just loosening the girdle a bit. So obviously this film opens with a scene with tarot cards in the title sequence. So the three cards that are used at the beginning are, for those of you who do need to know, it's the Brighter White deck, and the cards that appear are the Lovers, Death, which is supposed to represent a change more often than actual death, more of a transition, if you will. And then of course you do have the Three of Swords, which is supposedly a card of betrayal. So this is very much just foreshadowing the events of the film. I guess you could say in that preface scene that we do get, where we do have a I guess you could say an entanglement between two lovers, and the young lady passes away. So we do skip to, I forget how many centuries later, but we do have Eddie Murphy and his wife. They are running a real estate agency, Evers and Evers. They pretty much just get called out with the ruse that the owner is looking to sell the house. Obviously they were only interested in the wife heading out, and of course Jim Evers, played by Murphy, being the workaholic and the ever-nosy person, just needs to tag along. And of course they haul their kids along because they were in the middle of attempting a weekend getaway. So they pretty much just get wrangled into this whole thing, and the whole plot is basically that they are trying to recruit his wife into the undead so that she can marry this other guy, so that they can be released from their curse, because apparently they're all trapped there. Meanwhile, he remains unable to seek his lost Lenore. That's apparently his unfinished business, is he needs to be reunited with the love of his life, which unfortunately sort of works out, but not quite the way that they had hoped. But throughout the course of the film we do have several references to the theme ride. Right off the top of my head, the ones that I remember are the singing busts and the crystal ball, the fortune teller. But the majority of the film's plot is based on Phantom Manor, which is considered to have been a version of the Haunted Mansion, I guess you could say, theme park ride in Paris. So since supposedly that's the one that has more of a plot or storyline, that's the one that they based the film off of. Obviously the ride itself features a bride. She has her lost love, and then of course the house or the mansion is haunted. So, you know, more or less close enough. You know, they just switched it. Rather than girl haunting, it's guy haunting. I'd say yeah, for the most part. I mean, it is a basic plot, but they do have enough action-y things and just enough forward motion going on where you really don't get too bored or tired with the film. You know, it's definitely one that I enjoy watching. It's not one that, you know, I would say that I watch regularly, but it's somewhat of a guilty pleasure. for me, definitely. So at the beginning of the film, we do have the two new homeowners singing happy anniversary to Jim Evers, just wishing him well on his anniversary day. This is kind of like, I guess you could say, a dig or an inside joke. At one point in time, the Disney theme park had an anniversary radio spot, which was sung by a child in the same annoying cadence of happy anniversary. Various people complained about it, that they just wanted him to just be quiet and go away. So in the film, Evers just pretty much just does tell them to can it, which is pretty much just meant in reference to that, I guess you could say, that annoying commercial. So it's just kind of like a self-nod at themselves. Yeah, I mean, definitely from the film itself, I do enjoy the scene with the singing bus. Even though the character is played by Jennifer Tilly, I'm not really too crazy about the crystal ball, because it's obviously just a talking head role, literally. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, yes, a very enjoyable film. It does make numerous references to the theme park ride. Obviously, I cannot pinpoint every single one because I myself have never been, but I am aware of the fact that it does make numerous references. But obviously, throughout the course of the film, there's just kind of like this whole, I guess you could say, treasure hunt thing going on, where they have to fetch a key, then they have to find some chests to open up in order to gain some knowledge. So eventually, throughout the course of this, aside from being chased by zombies and other foes just trying to derail them from their task, they eventually do come across a letter which was written by the deceased bride-to-be, and the audience gains the knowledge that she had not committed suicide, she was murdered. And this is obviously brought to light, and Mrs. Evers does not have to become one of the undead trapped inside of this haunted mansion. And pretty much Mr. Ghost Guy is reunited with his Lenore. But yeah, for the most part, like I've said, definitely an enjoyable film. It's far from being a perfect film. It does have a few slow points here and there, or, you know, if you're just not an Eddie Murphy fan, you know, he can definitely become obnoxious after a while. I think everyone's well aware of that. But yeah, for the most part, yes, I really do enjoy this movie. But that is pretty much all I have for you guys today, and I will talk to you later.